Let's start. How's everybody doing today? Good? All right. Feeling okay? All right. Today, we are talking about skin. We're talking about skincare products, not just skincare, any beauty product, anything you put on your body. So whether that's something used to clean your face, a makeup remover, soaps, moisturizers, serums, conditioners, hair masks, face masks, body lotions, body gels, hair treatments, like all of it. Anything you buy when you go, get things to feel good, right? Buy products that to beautify yourself or to just clean yourself, not necessarily beautify. All of those, every single one of those products in the conventional products. So anything that you buy in a pharmacy all over the world, it's not just Egypt, anything you buy in a pharmacy, anything you buy in a drugstore abroad, anything you buy in a department store, so the really high-end, what are they called? Producers, brands, whatever they are, all of them. Every single one of them is made conventionally, which means it uses incredible amount of toxic ingredients, chemicals, additives, preservatives, all of which, because when you put them on your skin is a breathable organ, which means it can absorb things that you put on it, and it absorbs things pretty fast. It is said that it absorbs within 26 seconds. So that's actually faster than digestion. So if you were to consume your skin product, if you were to eat it, lick it, and swallow it, it would take less time for those toxic ingredients to make it into your system if you put that ingredient directly on your skin. It would actually be slower if you ate it. So all of these ingredients are the main issue with all of these ingredients. Yes, there's so many different types and so many different chemicals, but the main one, the biggest problematic one, is petroleum. So all of these products basically come from like the oil industry, petroleum, right? And it's a modified version of petroleum, but the closest thing that it resembles is petroleum jelly. It's almost like petroleum jelly, like Vaseline. So there's a certain amount of this petroleum that is included in all of these products. And when you put it on your skin, and your skin is a breathing organ, right? It needs to be able to respire. When you put it on your skin, it's the equivalent of you applying a layer of cling film over your skin that you can't see. Obviously, it's in your creams and your serums, and it's everything. So imagine that every day you're putting a layer of cling film in your sunscreens, in all of it, and that basically suffocates your skin. Imagine suffocating your skin like this every single day, 2 times a day. Suffocates your skin. It traps the toxins underneath the layer of your skin. The skin can't breathe in and out. And all this is in your guide, by the way. I'm just summarizing what's there, so you don't have to feel like you have to remember everything I'm saying. It's all in your guide. And what happens then eventually is your body absorbs all of these chemicals. Your liver then, because it's your big filtering organ, its job is to filter. It tries to filter all of these, can't keep up. So the liver gets clogged, liver can't filter. And then you have all of these chemicals basically floating around your body, finding their way into your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is the system that produces your hormones. And then it's like an engine that all of a sudden you throw something in it like a wrench, and then the engine doesn't work so well anymore. You see a disruption in your hormones. You see a disruption in the way your body functions. So this is one of the ways, right? It's the things you eat, things you drink, things you put on your skin, your thoughts, and things that you breathe. But we always say the air that we breathe is really not in our control for the most part. If you want to leave the city, if you can get breaks from the city to sort of clear, you want to put air filters in your rooms, that's one way of doing it. But really, we don't have actual control over the air. What you can control immediately is what you put in your mouth, what you eat, what you drink, what you put on your skin. Those are the easiest things for you to start to eliminate all the toxicity from your body. And then we would work on the emotional pieces. That takes a bit longer to understand your emotions, to get a grasp of What are the thoughts that lead to the emotions? That's why we did the thought model. That's a slightly longer winded process, but immediately removing toxins from your body is the easiest thing. Change what you eat, change what you drink, change out your products. So like I told you yesterday, it does, especially with our beauty routine, it took me forever to let go of my beauty routine. Even though I had become a health coach and I had changed my eating, I think it took me almost 2 years to change, even though I knew, to change my products, because we're just so attached to it, right? It's just a self-care process. We love the smell and the feel of our products. Like it's our alone time. And there's a bit of an addiction there to how these products make us feel. So that it's not easy to let go of, but I'm not asking you to let go of the routine. I'm just asking you to switch the products that you use in your routine, because these products, they create all sorts of hormonal issues. The chemicals get in your uterus, they get in your ovaries, they can interrupt your period, they can cause infertility, they can cause cancer. And that's just, that's really just the tip of it. So they're very, very, very dangerous products. And none of us were taught to be discerning about this. Like, here's a shampoo, here's a face product, and everybody, the advertising and the media and, the beauty industry and all of this, you never, ever, ever see any question mark about these products. You never read it anywhere. And so all of us just basically grew up using all of these products and using them on our children. So everything I'm telling you today applies to you, your children, your husband, all of the products used around the house. So what I want you to do today, even though if you're not quite ready, like I mentioned yesterday, to delve into this part, and you're still more concerned about your symptoms, as you should be, you want those to balance out first. I do want you, though, today to go and take a look at your current products. I do want you to go and take a look at your shampoo, your conditioner, your whatever you wash your face with, your conditioners, your serums, your moisturizers, your kids' shampoo, your husband's shaving cream. I want you to take a look at the list of ingredients, and I've given you a list of ingredients in the guide. The ones, there's a lot more than the ones I've given you in the guide, but those are the basic ones. Those are the major ones, and see how many of your products contain these ingredients. Even if you're not ready to change them out today, you need to be aware. You need to know, right? Oh my gosh, it's my cleanser, it's my serum, it's my eye cream, it's my night cream, it's my day cream, it's my shampoo, it's my kids' shampoo. And don't let it overwhelm you or scare you. Our bodies are resilient. You've been using them all this time. And if you decide, like, I need to change them out, and you want to panic, you want to go out tomorrow and change everything because, oh my God, look at all these deadly toxins in all our products, take a deep breath, right? You have time to change them out. You've been using them for this long already without knowing this information. So I don't want it to be a source of panic for you. I want it to be a source of knowledge. And if you have a product that you're not sure, because lately, all the brands and the entire beauty industry, they're noticing that people have become more aware. They're noticing that people are preferring to purchase products with fewer chemicals, or people are just letting go of these products completely and going towards the all natural essential oil based products. So they started to take out one or two of their really, really dangerous products and then maybe replace it with one natural product. But and then on the front of the product says all natural, sulfate free, I don't know what free, to like lure you into buying their product, when the reality is they've only switched out one or two ingredients. The rest of the ingredients are still toxic. So if you have one of these products that's labeled as natural or lavender based, I don't know what, or shea butter, I don't know what, and you're not sure, take a photo of that product, the list of ingredients on this product, and share it with me in the group so I can tell you if it's actually really natural or not. And then you have resources in your guide for where you can go ahead when and if you're ready to switch out your products, whether that's in Egypt or whether that's abroad. You will feel a huge difference when you switch. It, depending on your skin type, it might take you some time to adjust. And this is where some women panic and then they sort of start their journey into the natural products and then stop right before they really see the results. Because what happens is when you stop using the products that have all the toxic ingredients, remember, you've been covering your face with cling film. So you stop using the cling film, your face starts to breathe, and you know what happens? The same way that you detox the symptoms out of your body, your skin is going to detox whatever was trapped underneath it. So pimples, rashes, blackheads, like you name it, might start to pop out. I used to have horrible acne, like cystic acne, and then it improved dramatically when I changed how I ate, but it was still kind of active, and it only went away when I switched my products. But when I switched my products, I had 6 months of a skin healing crisis, right? 6 months of just a flare up, and then it would calm down, then another flare up, and then it would calm down, then another flare up. It was like purging. My skin was literally purging. And I was really, really close to like giving up and going back to my chemical products. But literally, it was like 6 months and like 2 weeks, it just stopped. And then it just looked like this from now on. No, nothing, not a single pimple, unless I go and have like a pizza or something. Potentially 2 days later, I'll get like a tiny pimple, but it's gone. My acne's gone. So if that happens to you, don't let it discourage you. It's exactly the same process as your organs releasing toxins. Some of you have joint pain. Some of you have issues with your period, missed periods, painful periods. And what's happened is we've had to have your ovaries release toxins so they can function properly. We've had to have your uterus release toxins so that you can have a nice, easy flowing period. If you have migraines, we're getting rid of the toxins in your brain. So same thing with your skin. There's going to be a healing process to that. It's going to take time for you to see the results, as with everything. So don't let what might look like, oh my God, the product isn't working, or oh my God, the product is making my face look worse. It might look like that, but it's going to take time before you actually see the benefit. And obviously, it's going to be clearing you up on the inside as well. It's going to be another layer of detoxing your liver. So your liver is going to start filtering out all of these chemicals also. And you're going to basically be preventing, keyword ladies here with everything we're doing, preventing disease later on in your life. All right, is that clear? You're going to go today, take a look at all your products, look at all the list of ingredients that are there. If it's obvious to you, then it's knowledge, then keep it in mind for when and if you're going to be ready to switch them out. If you're not sure, take a photo and share it on the group, and I will let you know. All right. Questions, ladies? Let me know if you have any questions about this or anything else. Raise your hands, please. Let me look in the Q&A. No. Okay, no questions. All right. So you guys know what you're going to go do? Look at your toothpaste. I was going to say toothpaste, mouthwash, night cream, day cream, eye cream, diaper rash. If you guys, diaper rash cream, if you have babies, baby shampoo, baby conditioner, your husband's shampoo, your husband's shower cream, your shampoo, your conditioner, your shower gel, your body lotion, all of it. Go and take a look at it, compare it to the ingredients that I have in the guide. And then if you're not sure, let me know. And if you're ready to go, right, I'm ready, I'm good with my eating, I'm comfortable with my eating, I'm comfortable with this new way of eating, I don't feel like adding another layer is going to throw me off, then decide which products you want to buy. And if you need help, by the way, deciding which products, I can also help you with that. I'm really familiar with the products. If you're going to purchase internationally, the ones that I use are the Living Libations products. So I can help you pick the exact one if that's what you decide to go with. Can also help you with the local ones, Black Lotus or Edige aromatherapy or any of that. All right. Oh, we do have some questions. Reham, can I go with juicing day for 9 days? Are you asking if you can juice for 9 days, like 9 days in a row? Yes, of course, you can do that. Look, I have to use sunscreen every day. What is the natural substitute? So here's the thing with sunscreen. We have been made to believe that we need to use sunscreen every day. Look, I don't know your specific situation is why you've been told that. I'm just going to speak generally. We've been told that we need to use sunscreen every day. We've been told that the sun is dangerous. We've been told that the sun is going to give us skin cancer. We've been told that the sun was going to give us pigmentation. Again, that's not true, right? The sun is the giver of all life. So we cannot live without the sun. We cannot thrive without the sun. Just think of a plant in your home. Where do you put your plant so that it can live? You put it near the light. You don't put it in the dark. You don't put sunscreen on the leaves of your plant. If we don't have sunshine, we don't have plants. If we don't have plants, we don't have food. The sun is not dangerous. Now, having said that, the issue with the sun is sunburns, right? So sunburns can be dangerous. Getting sunburned is what may potentially give you cancer. You don't get cancer from the sun. And studies have shown this. You don't get cancer from sunshine. You get cancer from sunburns. And how do you get a sunburn? Is if you go out into the sunshine at the peak hours and spend many, many hours in the sunshine without training your skin to be in the sunshine. If you all remember when we were kids, I think our generation maybe was the last generation, that's children, none of us use sunscreen. And I remember very specifically that our first exposure to the sun in the summer, my mom would always say, we're not going to go out for the whole day today. Today, we're going to go out for 1 hour to the beach, and then we come home. And today, we're going to go out for like a little bit longer and then come home. Our parents and our grandparents knew that you can't just go from indoors and not being in sunshine, except for like, you know, in and out quickly, to suddenly going to the beach and spending hours and hours and hours in the sun. You had to train your skin. That hasn't changed. And the thing is, right now, we spend even more time indoors. So when you're in the sun, you need to be smart about it. If you are doing regular, if you're just in the city, right, and your exposure to the sun is you get in your car and go to work, or you get in your car to run errands, that doesn't need sunscreen. That's not hours and hours exposed, sitting like in one spot under the sun on the beach where you're not going to get sunburned, right? That doesn't need sunscreen. And what they don't tell you, and this is what they've discovered, are all the chemicals in the sunscreen. When you slather your skin with sunscreen and you're sitting out on the beach, and every few hours you keep slathering your body and your face with sunscreen, those are all chemicals, and you're sitting in the sun. It's like you're frying your skin with chemicals. You're toasting your skin with all these chemicals. That's how you get cancer. People who get cancer are the ones who use sunscreen and sit in the sun in the most. People who get cancer are the ones who sit indoors and use sunscreen because they're so afraid of the sun. So the sun is your friend. If you're going on your day-to-day business, you don't need sunscreen. Pigmentation doesn't come from the sun. Pigmentation, discoloration of your skin, that's coming from your liver. That's, you know, it's kind of like pimples. It's like a purging of the liver. It's not a result of being in the sun. When it is summertime, when you are going to the beach, when you know you're going to be in the sunshine for hours and hours and hours and hours and potentially get a sunburn, this is when I would recommend either you train yourself, if you know you're going to be at the beach for a month, right? Sahel, whatever it is. You're going to be there for a month. You have the opportunity to train your skin. You have the opportunity to just spend a little bit of time every day so the skin gets used to it and it doesn't burn. If you know you're going for 4 days, 5 days to a beach destination, you don't have the time to train your skin. That would be the time for you to use a natural sunscreen. So, and even when you do, you're not doing it out of fear of the sun. You're doing it because you know, I only have 4 days. I don't have time to train my skin. I don't want to get sunburned because sunburns are what's dangerous, not the sun. Does that make sense, ladies? Just put your hands up if it makes sense or if you have any questions. So to answer your question, in the, what do you call them? In your guide, where I've posted the brands that have the natural products, each one of those brands makes a natural sunscreen. So you can go and choose the one that you prefer. Noha, excuse me, I missed part of it. Did you mention alternatives for the skin? Yeah, the alternatives are in your guide. I offer a few brands that you can go and purchase. I also in the guide offer you what's called the oil cleansing method. So if you are not ready or you want to go invest in like all of these different products for your skin just now, you can go and try the oil cleansing method, which is the easiest way for you to switch. All you need to get is castor oil, or I have like the different combinations based on your skin. Basically, you just clean your face with castor oil and that's it. That's it. You don't do anything else. And I've explained that in the guide exactly how to go through that process. If you don't want to go yet and then buy a different cleanser and a moisturizer and a serum and a night cream and an eye cream, the oil cleansing method is the simplest and easiest way to transition your skin. What about hair removal laser? So if I wouldn't do it, let's put it that way, right? I know a lot of women do it. I don't believe in interfering with a natural process. There's a reason we have hair follicles. There's a reason hair follicles continue to regrow, right? You wax or you shave and it regrows. You wax and you shave and it regrows. There is a process there. There is a reason for having hair where we have it. So for me, and this is just something because it's the same belief that I have around, you know, taking hormonal IUD that stops your period. You're not supposed to stop or interfere with a natural process in the body. It's there for a reason. Maybe we don't know exactly what the reason is for hair. Maybe we don't quite understand, but laser again is a type of radiation. So you're putting radiation on your body, and who knows what kind of side effects that may have long-term on your body, on your hormones, on your organs. You get to make that decision. Hamza, what about vitamin C serum for the face? I would need to see it. Hamza, take a screenshot of the list of ingredients and I can tell you if that is, in theory, if it's pure vitamin C, that would be great. But you need to also, they should tell you the type of vitamin C. Is it synthetic? The source of the vitamin C, and then you should be able to see on the ingredients if there's other things mixed with it. So let me know. Take a picture and show me. Some questions. Shaima, hi Dan, I got my period 8 days early. Is this a sign of anything? Yes. Any one of you who gets her period either early or late, this is a sign of your reproductive system recalibrating. So it could be that, you know, especially with periods, we all have sort of backed up blood that hasn't been released properly every single month. So it could be that your body's finally releasing backed up blood, and it's not necessarily going to do that in the right order or in the same cycle as you used to have it before. So we don't worry too much about this with your periods. It could take 3 to 6 cycles of your period for it to normalize and for you to find a new rhythm. Like it might go back to what your regular was. It might adjust a little bit, but give it at least 3 to 6 months before expecting the results from that. But there's nothing to worry about right now. Whether it's early or late, there's nothing to worry about. It's still early, like especially if this is, for some of you, your first cycle after detoxing, nothing to worry about. This is a recalibration. Shaima, are nuts considered an inflammatory food? To an extent. So nuts, animal protein, and the beans, the legumes, you know, ful, lentils, all the beans, all like they are more on the inflammatory side. So they are more of, if we're looking at alkaline versus acidic. So fruits and vegetables are all alkaline. The nuts and the animal protein and all the beans, they're more on the acidic side. So that's why they're not staples. They're not something you eat, they don't create the bulk of what you eat, right? So when we're looking at your plate, always you're looking at your plate and you're thinking, is my plate healing me? Is it keeping me where I am? So it's not really healing me, but it's not making me worse. Or is it making me worse? You would have to consider nuts, animal protein, and beans as the foods that will either keep you where you are or they might make you worse. So yes. Anybody else have any questions? Nuts, beans, and legumes, and all of those, all of them also contain phytic acid. So I talked about phytic acid, which is it's sort of an anti-nutrient. When you consume it, it can get in the way of the way your body absorbs and makes use of like all the nutrients you're getting from your fruits and vegetables. For some people, for most people, but it depends on how much you're eating and sort of how weak your body is to start with. Nuts and beans and legumes and all of those, like, you know, ful, you know, all of that can sort of leach your body and not allow your body to make the best use of the nutrients you're getting from other foods. Anybody else? So what time? We have to stop eating. I ate 2 sweet potatoes at 10 p.m. You have to stop eating 3 to 4 hours before you sleep. So if you haven't adjusted your bedtime, the ideal bedtime is around 10:30, ideal maximum. If you haven't adjusted your bedtime yet, then you always calculate 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. You don't want your liver to be digesting. Your liver starts to regenerate at 10 o'clock. So by 10 o'clock, it has to be complete digesting whatever it is you had for dinner. And especially if you've had a dinner that's got animal protein, it takes it about 3 or 4 hours. So it needs to be complete by the time 10 o'clock hits so that it can start the regeneration process. If at 10 o'clock you eat anything, anything, maybe with the exception of like a date or something, right? If you eat anything, then the liver has to be working and digesting that all night instead of resting and regenerating. So the problem is not the sweet potatoes. The issue is that it's 10 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock, even if you're not sleeping yet at 10 o'clock, you want to be in winding down mode at 10 o'clock, like relaxing mode at 10 o'clock. I have insomnia, and usually I crave a banana at night, and I take before I sleep and keep 1 or 2 beside the bed. I took the magnesium supplement as you recommended. Okay, so banana is something, especially if you have trouble sleeping, because it's got magnesium in it, will help you relax to sleep. I would take the magnesium though at night also. I don't know when you're taking it. If you have trouble sleeping, always take your magnesium about an hour and a half before bedtime to help you fall asleep. The other way you can also help yourself fall asleep is to take an Epsom salt bath. Follow that by magnesium oil on the bottoms of your feet because it's very relaxing. Use lavender oil on your forehead, also on the bottoms of your feet. It's very relaxing and helps you sleep. Yes, Veed, what about facial treatments that involve microneedling, etc.? These are, again, they're harsh. They're harsh on your skin. I don't want to be making these decisions for you, right? And if it's something that you do, like food, right? Like if you go and get a microneedling treatment like once a year, that's like the equivalent of you having a pizza, right? It's a one-off. But I want you, again, when it comes to your skin, to think about what are you doing on a regular basis? What are you doing every single day? Like I will go and have a regular facial, which is going to put all sorts of chemicals and masks and things on my face. But I do that like once every 6 months. Like that's not going to hurt my skin. It's what I'm doing when I wake up in the morning, what's my morning routine, and what I'm doing at night, my nighttime routine, every single day. That's going to give me the benefits or it's going to harm me long term. So in general, microneedling, and I've done everything, right? When I had acne, I did everything. I did Fraxel, which was the most painful thing you could ever experience when it comes to facial treatment. It's one of those things where I think I did 12 sessions, and they start very easy on you the first session. It's a type of laser and just kind of like goes deep in your skin. So the first time they do it, you leave, it looks like you've been in the sun for a little bit, like your face is just a little bit pink, and they have to do slow. They can't go very deep, very fast. So every week they went a little bit deeper with a little bit higher intensity, to the extent that by the time I got to session 12, when I left the office, it looked like I had walked into a fire. The fire had burned my face, scorched red. Nobody needs to do that to get better skin. And nobody needs to do like and I did green peels, which was super painful. Like when I discovered that I could get this result by using oils, why would you go and risk and do anything else that's different? But this is your first introduction to this. So you get to experiment with this a little bit. You get to slowly, sort of dip your toes into the essential oils and using the oils, and maybe keep something that still feels comfortable for you. And then you know the best decision for you as your awareness around this grows. All right. Hi, then. I add ashwagandha powder to my smoothies. Do you recommend tabs instead? No, powder is better than the tabs, and the powder is really good in the smoothie. And the amount of intake daily, whether powder. So the tabs take 1 teaspoon. The powder, take 1 teaspoon in your smoothie a day. Noha, would you please repeat how to use the peppermint and lavender oil? So this is super easy. When it comes to essential oils, and we're going to talk about that I think after tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Essential oils are basically, they're the essence of plants, right? They're the essence of, like, they squeeze the oil out of botanicals. Incredibly potent and powerful and healing. But you can't and shouldn't ever use an essential oil directly on your skin, because that's how potent they are. They might, might give you a rash, it might be uncomfortable. And you also need to use what we call a carrier oil, because you need something to help move these oils from the surface of your skin inside your body. So you always need a carrier oil, regardless of which essential oil you're using. So essential oils are like the lavender, the peppermint, the orange, the lemon, the eucalyptus. There's like a million essential oils. And then a carrier oil is coconut oil, olive oil, jojoba oil, one of these. We call it a carrier oil. So you pick the essential oil that you want to use, put the carrier oil in your palm, and then put 2 drops, if you're using the peppermint and lavender because you have a headache, for example, put two or 3 drops of the lavender, 2 or 3 drops of the peppermint, mix it with the carrier oil. So it's all gonna look the same, clear, but it's mixed. Then take that, dab it on your forehead, dab it on the back of your neck if we're talking headache. Sore throat, really good for sore throat also. Chest, coughs. I know a lot of people are like have colds and coughs now. It's great for that, even your kids. Massage it in all the way like this, back of your head here, and also put a little bit on the bottoms of each foot. Give it a minute, breathe it in. It's going to take effect. And then when the effect wears off, apply it again. So unlike medication, you don't have to sort of wait a certain number of hours for each dose. You can keep using it as much as you like. Malak, I read somewhere that you need to be careful with ashwagandha if you have a thyroid issue. I've read both ways. If you're worried, I would wait until you don't have any symptoms, because with thyroid, like ashwagandha is not really even the thing we're going to go to first anyway, right? We have other things to worry about or other things to prioritize first with thyroid. So I would leave it out if you're worried, because it's sort of the verdict is out both ways. Let's put it that way. So leave it out until your symptoms have completely subsided. And then if you still need it, because ashwagandha really is for stress, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, that's what it's really for. So with thyroid, we want to look at the thyroid, we want to prioritize the thyroid first, and then you can add it in. Like, I wouldn't add something, because psychologically, right? I wouldn't add something that you potentially might harm your thyroid. Like, your body's gonna tag that right away. Even if it's not, your body's gonna tag it. And the same thing, like if you eat broccoli and you're worried about broccoli for your thyroid, your body's not going to benefit from the broccoli, right? That's another myth. So anytime you're worried about something, you still haven't quite grasped how it's working for you, you haven't asked me, you haven't done your own research, even if there's nothing wrong with it, but you're worried about putting this thing in your body, you need to first really, really wrap your mind around it, really get comfortable with before you consume it. All right. Does that answer your question, Malak? Another question, please. What if I had a reaction to a food that I had? Do you try again? What is the reaction? So any reactions that you have, if you have an immediate reaction and you're aware of it, or if the reaction shows up like 2 or 3 days after, typically, if it's an inflammatory food, then that's your sign, right? Like the body's just telling you this is a toxin, this is a poison, please don't eat it again, right? Like if it's bread or milk, cheese, coffee, soy, like any of those, you eat it and it's a clear reaction. That's not something you need to like what we usually do is keep it out and then retest it. You don't need to retest for that because we already know that these are inflammatory foods. With anything else, so let's say you're reintroducing animal protein, for example. Hummus, okay, perfect example. Yeah, any of like the nuts, any of the things that we're still calling a little bit inflammatory. So the nuts, the hummus, the grains, the legumes, the animal protein. So with any of those, if you notice, like she did, grogginess, okay, so it's not surprising because we've said already they're more on the inflammatory side. But for some people, it could be that sometimes your just digestive system needs to get stronger. It could be, Malak, maybe you didn't soak the hummus long enough. Maybe you bought it ready-made. Like, I don't know the situation of the hummus. But with those, you remove it 1 week, 2 weeks, and then try it again and see what happens. Because this is not a horribly inflammatory food like milk or bread or like a burger, right? Remove it for at least 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, experiment again and see how your body reacts again. Typically, if you do this 2 or 3 times and your body gives you the same reaction, then your body's really not happy with that food. Keep it out. And yeah, Malak, I mean, anybody who's got thyroid, grains, beans, legumes, they don't do well with the thyroid. Rice, hummus, lentils, fool, all of those grains don't do well with hummus, with thyroid. Thyroid doesn't like them at all. Nope. Yep, really. Thyroid wants lots and lots and lots of fruits. Thyroid, as we know, as you know, or maybe you don't know, the root cause of thyroid is Epstein-Barr virus. And so when we're looking at thyroid, it is about killing off the virus. It's not really about the thyroid or the thyroid attacking itself. There is a virus in your thyroid and we're trying to kill off the virus. So the reason you have symptoms and it looks like your thyroid is fighting itself, it's actually fighting a virus and it's tired from fighting this virus. But as long as you're eating, because the virus, you know, it's an organism, it feeds, it eats. So if we're giving the virus the foods that make it stronger and it loves all the inflammatory foods, right? Epstein-Barr virus and all viruses love inflammatory foods. They love heavy metals. They love the toxins. They love the toxins in your beauty products. So as long as it's getting all of that, the virus stays strong, which weakens your thyroid or whichever organ it happens to be in, which makes your symptoms worse. So the solution is to starve the virus. Once we starve the virus, then your thyroid is not trying to fight it anymore. It dies off, and then your symptoms get better. And the way to kill it off is to get rid of the inflammatory foods. With thyroid specifically, you want plenty of the cruciferous vegetables, which is probably what you've heard the opposite of that with all the doctors. You know, so broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. You would want to also add in some of the sea vegetables. So not very easy to get here, but dulse, kelp, things like that. The bananas, you know, the celery juice for sure. That's a big one. All of these things to help kill off Epstein-Barr virus. The beans, the animal protein specifically, the nuts, not so good for thyroid or autoimmune in general. Like those are the things you have to consume in very, very small quantities. And I would say only after your symptoms have subsided. Seeds. No, the seeds are good. Like sesame seeds are great because they're a great source of calcium. Flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, all of those are fine. Again, it's not something you're going to eat in bulk. They're like garnishes to your main meals, right? But those, they're different than the food and the beans and all of that. Those are okay. Noha, I also decided to have the red lentil soup yesterday. I got stomach cramps, bloated and puffy feet and hands. Is that a temporary reaction? Well, it's a very important reaction to take note of. It could be temporary in that it might take you 3 months, 6 months to really fortify your digestive system to where you can have red lentil soup and not have that reaction. When it comes to the lentils, to the hummus, all of these, always make sure you're soaking them at least overnight. So not like 1 or 2 hours. Soak them overnight, soak them with lemon juice, soak them with 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, because that helps the lentils and the hummus and the beans, it helps them release the phytic acid from them. The problem is the phytic acid. Helps them release the phytic acid, and then you want to rinse many times. Make sure it's all cleared, and then you cook it. So no, I would, if that's a, you know, stomach cramps, bloated, puffy feet, hand, that's a strong reaction. So I would keep it out for at least 2 to 3 weeks, Noha, and then prepare it the way I've just said, and then try it again. If you get the same reaction, it's not going to be surprising, because these are not the most healing foods. They can be inflammatory, but you'll have your answer. Shaima, yesterday I ate a lot of nuts. I have an addiction. Does this mean I ruined the day? You've never ruined the day, ladies, right? You've never ruined the day, no matter what you do. If you go today and have a pizza, you haven't ruined anything. There's nothing, there's no morality attached to how you eat, right? It's not a judgment of your character. I was good today, or I was bad today, or I ruined the day. You didn't do anything. All you did was make a decision to eat nuts, or to eat vegetables, or to eat a smoothie. You're making a decision. And every time you make a decision to eat something, you're looking at it as an experiment, right? So what happened when I ate all the nuts? And like the ladies are saying, so they had the lentils. What happened when I ate the lentils? What happened when I ate the hummus? You want to be collecting data all the time when you eat. So the nuts, like I said, I would look out for any reaction. First of all, that's the first thing you want to ask yourself. Do you have a reaction to this, Shaima? Did you wake up groggy? Did it affect you that you're going to the bathroom, right? Because nuts can give you constipation. Did you get a headache? Did you get bloated? Did you get puffy? Did you feel moody? Because sometimes they can do that too. Nuts can make you feel irritable. So think about in order for you to get more knowledgeable about your body, think about the data. What happened when I had the nuts? What happened when I had the lentils? And you take it from there, but nothing is ruined. When we want to get out of this guilt around eating something that we should or we shouldn't. It's just food, right? It's not a judgment of your character. You haven't sinned. I mean, some women they send me an email, then I have a confession to make. People only confess sins, ladies. It's not a sin. You get to choose what you want to eat and then understand what happens to your body as a result. That's it. From now on, that's how you deal with food. So let me know, Shaima, if you had any of those. And let me know what you mean by addiction. Why do you say it's an addiction? Anybody else have a question for me? Malak, just also wanted to say thank you for your email this morning. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. That's basically what I eat all day. I don't eat bread. I don't eat cheese. When I go have Lebanese, I also don't eat bread. I stick with some animal protein and some hummus. That kind of works for me. When I go have Indian, I'll have something grilled and they have like a potato dish. Every once in a while, I have their rice if I feel like having it. I never eat their bread. Like there are things I just don't do. Maybe I should have clarified that in the email also, but that's basically how I do. Like my weekends, you know, getting out of diet mentality means I don't plan a meal on the weekend. Like I don't plan a cheat meal. If it happens that we're going out, then we're going out and that's what I choose. But it's not in my subconscious somewhere that, oh my God, this weekend I'm going to have a pizza or a burger because it's Friday. This is something that takes time and you evolve out of it. And it happens when you increase your awareness and you just realize that it's just not worth it, number one. And then you realize that when you go out on the weekend, it can literally take your body another 2 weeks to recover from whatever it is you decide to do on the weekend. So again, not worth it. It's all going to go back. It all goes back really to how it makes you feel. And you have to go through the steps of, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You have to, in order for you to reach a point where Friday feels like a Monday to you. It's just another day. It's not like a day where I have to have something different because I've been good all week, or I have to go and treat myself as a reward. You will literally wake up on Friday and Saturday, or wherever you are in the world, whatever your weekend is, and it will really feel like any other day of the week. I want to stick to my routine. Okay, what are we doing today? Are we meeting out some family? Are we going out? Okay. And then you're going to be more conscious, right? If we're going out, I don't want to go to where I can't get something that's good for me. And I'm just, this might seem like way out there right now because you've only been in this for a couple of weeks, but eventually that's what happens. And eventually that's why it sticks with you. And that's why eventually eating healthy becomes easy, because what you want to eat changes. Remind yourself, what you want to eat will start to change. Hamza, Yes, really, I love your morning emails. Oh, thank you, ladies. Well, now that we're on it, if you guys have any topic ideas you'd like me to write about in my morning emails, let me know. Help me out, because sometimes I run out of ideas. So if there's something you'd like me to share, please let me know. Shaima, because I eat it instead of sugar as a substitute because I crave sugar. Yes, I'm bloated. Okay, there you go. So you're still transitioning, Shaima, perfectly normal. You're still transitioning from the sugar cravings out of the sugar cravings. I would use fruits. I know that fruits worry you a little bit, but if we're gonna look at the effects internally, what's happening to your digestive system, the nuts are gonna have a much stronger, uncomfortable consequence than the fruits. So whenever you have a sugar craving, have a date. Like instead of a handful of nuts, have a handful of dates, have a handful of grapes, have whatever fruit you feel like you can keep eating gradually, and it doesn't give you like it doesn't upset your digestive system, do that. Because the nuts, again, if you're eating a lot of nuts, this is where they're going to be taking away the nutrients from your other foods. And then you said they're going to bloat you. So use fruits for sugar. That's what they're there for. Fruits are your sugar. Maha, go ahead.
If I'm fasting, if I'm going to fast after the 21 days, how am I going to break my fasting after ازاي?
Maha, are you speaking? Because I can't hear you.
Yes.
Can anybody hear her?
You can hear me? Hello?
Oh, you can hear her? I can't hear her. That's very strange. Hang on.
I will write it.
Let me see. Am I supposed to do something? No, if she's allowed to talk, ask to unmute. I can't hear her at all. All right, Mehak, can you please put it in the chat? Yeah, yes, please. In the meantime, let me see. Malik says, getting buy-in from your kids and families who are all eating better. All right. Can't guarantee you'll get something there, but yeah, I can definitely write something about that. Maha, if I'm fasting, is that what you're saying? How can I start eating? Okay, so if you're fasting, it's the same thing, right? Because you just flip your day, right? So when you break your fast, which is like breakfast, right? So when you break your fast, you're going to do it in exactly the same way. It's going to be considered your first meal. It's the first thing you're putting in your stomach. So pretend as if you've been just, instead of being asleep all night, you've just been awake all day, but you still didn't put anything in your stomach. So what do? The first thing, because your liver has been resting, you don't want to shock it. You don't want to give it like what we all do in Ramadan, right? And give it like the heavy food and give it the fried food and give it the mahshi and give it all these things. You want to give it something to slowly jumpstart your liver because it's been resting. So the same thing, lemon water, celery juice, at least, all right? But because psychologically we've been fasting all day, which is different than psychologically sleeping at night, and you feel like you want food, you feel like you want, you don't want a smoothie after your celery juice, I would have a soup, or I would have your meal even, which is like maybe a little bit of protein and some vegetables, making sure that you have lemon water and celery juice first, at least. That's going to sort of soothe the way and like prep the way for what you're going to eat next. If you're good with having a smoothie, then by all means do that. Lemon water, celery juice smoothie. Wait 2 hours and then have your meal. But if you're doing this when it's not Ramadan season, so I'm guessing maybe I don't know what time, if you're sleeping early or not, you still want to kind of keep that in mind about the 3 hours, but keep lemon water and celery first, and then you get to choose. Am I going to do smoothie or am I going to do a meal? If you do a meal, perfectly fine. If you're fasting the next day or for suhoor in preparation for this day, you also want to have a smoothie for suhoor, because we want the most important thing in Ramadan and in fasting is not about food, believe it or not, it's about hydration. When we get really tired in Ramadan, when we get our headaches, when we feel fatigued, we don't have energy throughout the day, it's not because we're not eating, it's because we're not hydrated enough. And we eat all the traditional Ramadan foods are all dehydrating, all of them, right? So if you start off with Amar al-Din, and then you have rice and you have all this protein, or if you had fried foods, or if you have, bechamels, and then you have the Ramadan desserts. And then for suhoor, you go and have fool and bread or ta'miyah, completely dehydrating foods. You're going to wake up, your body has, if you had no greens and you've had no fruits, which are full of hydration, you're going to wake up dehydrated. So you always want to make sure that at suhoor, you're eating everything that gives you hydration, which is fruits, vegetables, salads, smoothies, any of those things. They're going to give you more energy and keep your energy going versus the cooked foods and the dehydrating foods. Does that help? Maha, does that make sense? Hamza, how many dates allowed during the day? Have as many as you want. Dates are incredibly, incredibly healing. They're also all the really dark fruits and vegetables like dates, plums, grapes. What are the other really dark ones? I can never remember off the top of my head. Pomegranates, the deep purple ones or the dark ones. These are so important for healing your adrenals and calming down your adrenals and bringing down your cortisol levels. So enjoy them. After the plan, can we just replace the berry smoothie with any other smoothie? Yes. So if you're not doing the 9-day deep detox and moving forward into your what is your new lifestyle, yes, switch in the smoothie so you don't get bored. Berry smoothie, any one of the other smoothies in the program, maybe you look up different recipes of smoothies that look good for you. Definitely you can do that. Also, afterwards, do we have to eat every 2 hours? Yes. Ideally, you never want to go more than 2 hours without putting something. And it doesn't mean that it has to be a meal, right? 2 hours could be like, I had my smoothie 2 hours ago. It's been 2.5 hours. I'm going to pop a date. I'm going to have an apple, like that. Like, it doesn't mean a cookie. It doesn't mean a rice cake. Please, ladies, don't ever go and eat rice cakes, or if you stop them, don't go back to them. It doesn't mean a breadstick. It doesn't mean something. It means keep your body hydrated, keep fueling with foods that are full of enzymes and minerals and vitamins. Maha, yes, thank you. Perfect. You're welcome. Anybody else have questions, ladies? I think tomorrow we're talking about supplements. I think tomorrow supplements, and then adaptogens, and then essential oils. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Go and take photos. That's your assignment today. Take photos of your products, your kids' products, your husband's products. Post them on the group if you're not sure, or post on the group, that you discovered that, yes, they are full of the toxic ingredients, and what your plan is about that. Is you're going to immediate action, or you're going to wait on it? Let me know. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. We have a bonus call for the ladies who are doing this program for the second time, the ladies who are with me in September. When you repeat this program, you get a special bonus call with the ladies who are repeating with you. So if you are not part of the September group, goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. Ladies who were in the September group, please stay on. We're going to have our bonus call right now. Bye, ladies. I think that actually it's just Amna and Rehem. Let's see if the other ladies pop on at 1 o'clock. Loa, I'm going to remove you. Bye. Hi, Rehem. Hi, Amna.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Very good. Let's just wait 5 minutes in case other ladies will be joining us at 1. I don't want to start with.
Okay.
No. Just make sure I didn't get any emails. Hi. Okay. All right, we can start. Until they come on, because I'm going to ask everybody to give me just a update me on how you're doing so far and what shifts you felt since September, basically, what has started to reverse or disappear for you again? What are the shifts you're feeling, and what are the symptoms that you feel are still persistent, or what is your main focus moving forward? All right, Emna, do you have a question before we start? Unmute yourself.
Yes. Yeah, but it's okay. I can wait for my turn.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You can ask the question and then we can start.
No, it's okay. I'll wait. It's better to wait.
All right. Okay. So think about it. What are the things that you feel like were your breakthroughs from the last time? Having gone through the process again, because we're never the same people when we repeat something, right? There's always something you didn't quite learn or grasp or understand or feel the first time. And repetition is really important because it allows you then to experience, feel, learn the things that you didn't get the first time. You're learning different things about your body every time you do this. And every day, actually, that you're healing, every day that you continue to put yourself on this journey, you're learning something new, you're understanding something new, you're unleashing something new that comes out of your body. You're getting to a deeper layer. So with all of that in mind, let me know how you have evolved since the first round, physically and emotionally. Emotional piece is also always very important. If you want to take some notes, jot down some notes, you can do that. Hi. All right, ladies, 1 p.m. Who wants to go first? I mean, there's only 2 of you, so I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get to you eventually. Who wants to go first?
ممكن
ahead.
اتكلم يعني مش هيبقى كله انجلش، هتكلم عربي.
زي ما انت عاوزة. Whatever you want.
اوكي. بعد يعني الفيز 1 بعد قصدي سبتمبر شوية حسيت إن أنا ابتديت أجرب حاجات من اللي كنت موقفاها
مهم.
في الأكل، وبعدين بس مش اكستريم، يعني مش اللي هو كل شوية بحس لأ أنا مش عايزة يعني أجرب، بس اللي هو بايت أو حاجة اللي هو بشوف.
مم.
بس بعدين لما قررت إن أنا هكمل في أكتوبر، عشان عايزة أعود نفسي أكتر إن ده أسلوب حياة يعني،
مهم.
لايف ستايل، وعايزة أشوف أنا هزهق ولا لأ.
مم. اوكي and
آم، لأن أنا في الوقت اللي هو كان ما بين سبتمبر وأكتوبر، اللي هو كأنه كان ممكن الناس تفهمه إن هو كأنه بريك،
أها.
كان كده اللي هو المفروض إن هو يبقى clean eating lifestyle.
مهم.
بس كنت بجرب فيه حاجات، دخلت قهوة، جربت إن أنا آكل. أنا مش شخص البروتين، يعني أنا ما بتفرقش معايا فيه بروتين ولا لأ، بس مثلا ممكن بحب الرز مثلا، ما بحبش أو بحب الفريش بيك بريد، فبحب حاجات كده، بس
مم.
ما غوصتش قوي، يعني ما عشتش حياتي قوي في الحاجات دي.
مم.
بس كنت عايزة أعرف أنا هزهق ولا لأ.
مم.
لما ابتديت سبتمبر ابتديت كويس، يعني الحقيقة لقيت نفسي برضو ماشية بنفس الرولز، بنفس كل حاجة، مش كأنها حاجة حد هيعاقبني عليها، نفس الحكاية اللي هو أنا مبسوطة إن أنا بعمله.
مم.
وكملت. في يومين كده وقعوا مني في النص، يعني حسيت إن أنا مش هو كان غصب عني يعني، بس رجعت تاني وقررت إن أنا هبتدي ال 9 days اللي فاضلين جوس داي. يعني أنا كان في
when you
الأول
say
كان
when you
التارجت
say
بتاعي.
when you say في يومين وقعوا مني يعني ايه the whole day وقعوا يعني ولا you had one
لا 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 جاست برضو كده، حتى هي مش ميل، هي بتبقى حاجة كده اللي هو حد قدامك بياكل حاجة فتاخدي منه يعني. لكن مش ميل اللي هو
Okay,
بطلب لنفسي حاجة
yeah,
وببوظ.
I just want you to so that you don't يعني the way that you're just communicating with your brain, but that's not دول مش يومين وقعوا منك, right? خلص, right?
Okay.
This is just you took a couple of what I'm understanding you say you just took a bite here or there. You took
Yes.
another bite
Yes.
here or there. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
يومين the definition of يومين يقعوا منك, okay? Just
Mhm.
your own awareness around that and you don't be too hard on yourself and not be like judging.
Okay.
يومين يقع منك means ان انت you're gonna wake up in the morning وهتاكلي جبنة سايحة and then you're gonna go have a blended mocha from Starbucks and then هترجعي وتطلبي
لا لا لا.
وبعدين هتروحي
Yes.
and you're gonna order you know حواوشي like كده and then
No, no, no.
لا,
لا
do
لا
that
لا.
all over again the next day. That's what يومين يقعوا منك. That's what it would have to look like, okay? So for you to say انت قاعدة وبتاكلي your food أخدتي كده قطمة من هنا and then later on you're following your routine وأخدتي قطمة تانية from somebody else. No, مفيش حاجة وقعت منك خالص, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Right. بس هو جزء بتاع إن الواحد يحس إن هو زهقان، هي دي كانت أكتر حاجة مخوفاني. بلس بقى إن أنا بصراحة في أكتوبر أنا كنت عاملة يعني كنت في البروجرام محدش عارف غير ماي فاميلي، حتى أنا ما كنتش قايلة لأصحابي. سامعني؟
سامعاكي yes.
اوكي. فما كنتش قايله لحد من صحابي، انا كنت عاملاه مع نفسي بس البيت، يعني ماي فاميلي اللي عارفين عشان الجاذرينجز بتاعت الفرايديز والحاجات دي.
صح اوكي.
لما دخلت في سبتمبر، قبل ما ادخل قبل اكتوبر، قررت ان انا هعرضه على اصحابي عشان في ناس انا عارفه ان هم محتاجين يعملوه. بس رد الفعل حسسني اللي هو ايه اللي انت ازاي هتعيشي من غير ما تاكلي بيض الصبح، وازاي هتعيشي، يعني ايه اللي ازاي انت قعدتي فعلا كده شهر من غير ما تعملي الحاجات دي؟ قلت لهم يمكن انا عشان طبيعتي اصلا ما كانش فيه الحاجات دي اساسيه في حياتي.
اوكي.
يعني لا البروتين ولا البيض ولا، يعني مش مهم، يعني الحاجات دي ما كانتش مهمه، حتى البيوتي برودكتس كلها دي ما كانتش حاجات مهمه في حياتي. انا فيري ناتشرال، يعني بنزل كده بغسل شعري وبنزل، يعني انا مش شخصيه sophisticated يعني الحاجات دي. فاللي هو كانوا بيستغربوا ان انا عملت ده بقالي شهر. ازاي بقالك شهر ما شربتيش قهوه، بقالك شهر ما اكلتيش بيض، بقالك شهر ما رحتيش اكلتي بره سالاد ازاي يعني. هو كانت الاجابه اللي اتقالت لي وكنت هقولها من شويه لما كنا كلنا على الكول الاولانيه، ان ده ممكن يبقى توبيك نتكلم فيه، اللي هو الرد الفعل بتاع هو انا ليه. عشان لو انا الجول بتاعي ان انا مثلا عايزه انزل وزن، وده دلوقتي هو الجول بتاعي. يعني الجول بتاعي الاولاني في سبتمبر كان ان انا بعمل كلين ايتنج عشان انظف جسمي، عشان انا عندي اعراض كتيره قوي ابتدت تظهر عندي ومزهقاني، او اقواهم طبعا المايجرين، بس تحتيها بقى النايت سويت وان الواحد بينهك كتير. حاجات كتيره، اعراض كتيره قوي ابتدت تظهر عندي بقى لها شهرين، فكان ابتدت تتحسن جدا. جوينت بين، ان انا كنت امشي شويه الاقي بيرنينج في رجلي من تحت، حاجات كتيره جدا ابتدت كلها تخف. بقيت احس ان انا لايتر، بقيت احس ان انا فريش، حاسه انا بقوم الصبح مبسوطه. دي حاجات كتيره ما كانتش موجوده. فقررت ان انا هكمل اكتوبر عشان الجول التاني. لما لقيت ان انا نزلت في الوزن في سبتمبر 4 كيلو، قلت هكمل عشان انزل اكتر. عشان كده كنت بسأل لو ينفع اكمل ال 9 days juice day، بس عشان يبقى ده التارجت بتاعي اكتر يعني. كان الرد اللي هو لا، يعني انا عشان اخس، من اصحابي يعني اللي هو عشان اخس ليه اعذب نفسي؟ ليه اعذب نفسي؟ دي وجعتني قوي كده. هو انا ما بعذبش نفسي على فكره.
This is يعني I don't want to interrupt you, but just so I don't forget the thought. This is the perfect example of when I talk to you. I don't know لو انت شفتي الفيديو about the thought model, okay? And people's perception, right? This is their perception. إن ده تعذيب. That doesn't mean it's the truth.
Yes.
Nowhere near the truth, because your perception of it and your experience of it was that بالعكس, I am being freed, I'm pain-free, I'm losing weight, I'm getting rid of my symptoms. So it's not about ever trying to change somebody's perception. Okay, you always we start with ourselves. So when you're faced with this kind of a conversation with someone, remind yourself that, because we might get defensive, right? Remind yourself that from her perception, from her experience in life, from her experience, from everything that she's been told and everything that she's heard, and maybe she's tried other diets, maybe she's tried things, to her, this actually is azab. And you know what? It's her right. She gets to believe that.
Yes.
Right? I don't believe that. So it unless you really want to, it's not a conversation that you have to get into, and it's not something you have to explain to her. إنه هو على فكرة هو بالنسبة لك عذاب بس بالنسبة لي لا. It's very, all you need to do in these situations is say, I feel good. I feel good. The other thing that really helps God, and it just cuts the conversations when it happens, just say, my doctor told me to do this.
Okay. لا الحمد لله ما وصلناش لان انا ابرر حاجه واقول للدكتور، بس الفكره ان لقيت ان هو مش عارفه يعني هو هي it's her right. طبعا انا بتكلم على ان فكره ان هي نفكر ازاي ان اللي انا بعمله ده مش بحرم نفسي من حاجات، او ان انا ازاي هقوم انا اللي بيبسطني كوبايه الشاي بلبن الصبح وازاي همنع نفسي عنها.
Okay.
انت ازاي هتعيشي من غيرها؟
So let me just understand your question. So is your question, are you asking yourself these questions? ولا you want to have
لا
Oh.
لا هم لا لما دي كانت الاجابات اللي هو انت ازاي قعدتي، اللي هو ازاي عذبتي نفسك كده، وازاي الحاجات اللي انت بتحبيها وقفتيها.
What did you say?
هو انا كانت اجابتي ان انا كنت ابتديت اوقفها من قبل ما ادخل البروجرام.
Okay.
يعني انا يعني كان عشان كده ما حسوش اللي هو ان انا كاني داخله حاجه فيك او حاجه زي اي دايت اونلاين بندخل بنقعد شويه. لان احنا كنا صاحبتي مثلا كنت بكلمها دي، انا وهي دخلنا بروجرام قبل كده ومع بعض وعملنا ورجعنا زدنا تاني في الوزن.
Okay.
وهي بتعاني دلوقتي عشان عايزة تنزل تاني. فبس أنا قررت آخد الموضوع باتجاه تاني يعني. إن مش الجول بتاعي إن أنا هانزل، لأ أنا الجول بتاعي إن أنا هانضف جسمي، لأن أكيد في حاجات تانية هي اللي بتخلّيني ما بانزلش في الوزن.
right.
فهي دي الفكرة، الmindset بتاع الناس اللي حوالينا، إن هُم فجأة وأنتِ قاعدة معاهم لأ أنا مش هاكل ده، لأ مش هاكل ده، لأ مش هاكل ده. ليه؟ عشان أنا موقّفة الحاجات دي. موقّفاها ليه؟ لأ أصل أنا باعمل clean eating. فتبتدي بقى
This is
الحوار الجدالي.
But this is where I say, if you don't want to get into a conversation where you are explaining what you're doing, when they ask you, ليه, you want to cut the conversation short, you say, my doctor told me to do this.
Okay.
Done. Nobody questions doctors, right? If انتي فيكي نفس and you feel like, you know, maybe somebody that's listening might benefit from my experience, then go ahead and share your experience. Go ahead and share why you're doing it, but remove any expectation إنه اللي قاعد قصادك هيسمع أو هيفهم أو هيقتنع.
Okay.
Completely, right? You're gonna use your instinct in this instance. You know the phrase know your audience. Know your audience. لو انت حاسه ان انت قاعده مع ناس مهما قلت لهم it's useless,
Yes.
then just say the doctor told me. And if you're sitting with people who you feel like, you know, like I could be the reason she makes a change. And this is really important too, because you might be the reason one person makes a change, and that's really important. But you're the only one who can judge that when you're sitting with people. If you really, what you're going to say is going to reach even one person to help them change their life, then it's worth it. And it's worth the back and forth, and it's worth the debate. But if not, then you will also have to gauge and sort of feel into that and say, no, you know, this is not the right group for this. I'm just going to say the doctor said so.
Yes.
And remember that the reactions, okay, you can't control their reactions, but also these people know you to be a certain way, right? They know you to be the Reham اللي بتشرب الشاي الصبح, the Reham who goes out and she eats this and she does this معانا. So all of a sudden they're seeing a new version of you, right? And you've become a new version of yourself. All of you who did, you know, who have done this program, you're seeing a new version of yourself, and so are they. But Inti, you know why you've become a new version. You intentionally took the steps to become a new version. They don't understand, and your new version scares them because they feel like they might be left out of the new you, right? Like if the new Riham doesn't like to go out and eat pizza, she doesn't like to go out and have burgers anymore. She doesn't like
sushi days. I can't go in sushi days.
She's not. So that means what? So that means we're not going to go out with her anymore, or like, or she's going to make us go and eat at healthy places from now on. So there's a little bit of a panic. Like people who know you, like your old you made them comfortable. It keeps them, right? It's part of how they stay in their comfort zone. By you also staying in your comfort zone. You left the comfort zone completely, and now they're like, oh my gosh. So part of it, they're not sure who you are anymore. But then you're also a reminder. You're a reminder to them that they're not doing anything. They might not say it, right? But you are a reminder to them that you are strong and
they didn't try,
and you're ready to try, even if it's difficult, even if it feels like azab, right? You're ready to try while they're too scared to try. And they're too scared to leave their comfort zone. So that makes people panic. And the only way that they can react to that is to lash out and make you look like you're the wrong one.
Yes.
That's just their own insecurity coming out. Has nothing to do with you. It's their own insecurity at potentially losing the way they had you in a relationship, at looking at you and like, oh my God, look at what she did. Maybe they don't know you as somebody who leaves her comfort zone. Maybe who always follows the rules, never does anything different. And all of a sudden you did something completely different.
Yes.
So it's not up to you to make them feel better about that. It's not your responsibility to make them feel better that you have changed. They're upset because you've changed, and they're upset that they're not changing. They're never going to admit it, but that's part of the issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that help to clarify things for you?
Yes, yes. And one more thing. What about migraine? هو قل شوية
Okay,
بس
good.
يعني
Good.
ما بقاش
I want you to acknowledge this, right? فأنتي let mine here, right? أنتي رحتي أخدتي قطمتين وده يومين ضاعوا, right? And now you're المايجرين خف and it's like, only خف, right?
Okay.
That's a big thing that you are able to say in khaf. That's a huge thing. This will take time. And once we add in, have you added in the magnesium? Magnesium is really important for migraines.
No, not yet.
Okay, so that will be your next step, is to add in the magnesium. I will also, if you don't mind, send me an email to remind me. Okay. There's a few other specific things that we can add in for migraines. So if you can just remind me, send me an email, and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dana, so much.
You're so welcome. Good. Do you feel complete with this for today?
Yes. يعني بحس ان انا عايزه اتكلم في حاجات كتيره جدا بس دايما بلاقي ان انتي بتوضحيها وبتشرحيها. يعني انا المره دي اتعلمت حاجات، المره اللي فاتت اتعلمت حاجات، المره دي اتعلمت، يعني حتى لو انا سامعه نفس الانفورميشن كل مره، بس في حاجه دي جديده اتقالت في النص. فانا مبسوطه يعني الحمد لله. يعني فكره ان احنا البروجرام مش ان انا ماشيه على بلان او ماشيه على حاجه، وان هو بحس ان هو education، يعني اللي هو حاجه انا بتعلم منها لنفسي ولبيتي لاولادي. بفكر انا هعمل ايه ليهم حتى لو احنا مش عارفين لسه نغير طريقه السيستم في البيت كله، بس اللي هو ايه اللي ممكن اشيله، ايه اللي ممكن احطه، ايه اللي ممكن نجربه، ايه اللي هم ممكن يجربوه. كل دي حاجات بالنسبه لي كانت يعني بجد فرقت معايا جدا الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah, amazing. So then what would you say then you're focusing on for the next period of your life? You said weight loss is something you want to focus on and you wanted to do the 9 days. Juicing is something that you can do. Like I've done, I don't know if you know, I've done juicing for 28 days. I did 28 days of nothing but juices. And it was one of the hardest things because I've done like 3-day juices before. I think the maximum I ever did was 7 days, but I did this one to support my husband. We did a full 28 days.
Yes, I saw the video.
Yeah. If this is something that you feel like you're called to do and ready to do, it will give you a boost. Like I would never recommend this to somebody who knows nothing about clean eating, who's never detoxed, who's never done a juice day before. Although some people do just go cold turkey from like junk to 28-day juice, right? And this might be the push you need for your migraines also.
Okay.
It could be like there's, there's like a little final push of toxins that we need to take out. So think about it. You can definitely do 9 days of juicing if that's what you want. Okay. If you want to start, maybe do 1 week, maybe do 5 days. And
I did in October, I did 3 I think it was 4 days.
Okay.
And it was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it. I like juice.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it's actually easier than making all the meals every day.
It's easier. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Easier.
And عشان كمان بحط جوسز مختلفة في نص اليوم. يعني لو ما فيش واتر ميلون بحط حاجات تانية أنا بحبها.
Yes.
من غير سكر طبعا، من غير عسل، من غير حاجة. أنا ما بحبش، ما بقدرش يعني ما بقدرش آخد العسل، بيقفل لي لما باخد حاجة فيها عسل بتقفل عندي.
Yes.
ما بعرفش، بحس إن كأني مش عارفة آخد نفس.
Yes.
ما بحطش لازم حاجة بسيطة قوي أحطها.
The only thing
ممكن ده اللي كنت بفكر فيه.
The only thing I would have you. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. The only thing that I would have you consider is the weather, because it's a lot more challenging to do cold raw in cold weather than it is in warm weather. That's the only thing that I would have you consider.
Okay.
You always want to be setting yourself up for success, right? You want to eat as much. I mean, there's no such thing as the right time or the perfect time, but we know that doing raw, cold juice, especially in Egypt, where it's not like you're living in North America or Europe, where inside it feels nice and warm and cozy, right? So it kind of doesn't make a difference how cold it is outside.
No.
Like when I was
You
living,
are outside.
yeah, inside is worse than
All the
outside,
time.
right? So when I was living in Toronto, yeah, it's minus 35 degrees outside, blizzard, storm, but inside I'm sitting in my shorts. So no problem to still
Yes.
have my celery juice and smoothie in the middle of January and February. Here it's different. Here we feel the cold differently. And so when our bodies are cold, they want to be warmed up. So I would, if you're considering 9 days, maybe the 9 days is doable because before the weather gets really, before it starts to cool off. But if you're considering doing longer, if you're considering 28 days, I would say wait for springtime. And it'll be a lot easier for you to do it in springtime. Because naturally the body then wants to cool off after the winter.
How can I follow the 28 days plan?
When you email me, remind me, I'll send you the link to download the app. It gives you exactly what to have breakfast, it's 4 juices a day. It gives you the recipes, it gives you the shopping list, it gives you everything, super easy to follow.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
بس سؤال بس لما جربتي ال 28 days جوس ما كنتيش بتزهقي في النص يعني بتحسي ان انت عايزه تاكلي او زي ما بتقولي تاخدي بايت من هنا او بايت من هنا
Only like just like this detox, only the first week, right? Only the first week when you're going through the same detox withdrawal symptoms. And he does give you a few, he calls them like SOS options, where if you feel like you have to eat something, you can have like half a banana, you can have half an avocado, but he gives you some SOS options.
So the same like the video of Juice Man, or
Juice Master.
I don't remember.
Jason Vale. Yeah.
Yes. I saw. I watched the video too.
Yes.
But I don't know. There is no exact. ما فيش plan معينة كان موجودة.
No, there is a plan. No, when you download the app has the plan exactly day by day by day by day. And it tells you exactly like if you need an SOS, what to have, half an avocado, half a banana, حاجات كده. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Thank you, Dana, so much.
See, I love this, right? You're starting to feel good. Like now, like if somebody 3 months ago had told you 28-day juice cleanse, right? Like what? What? Right? But you get yourself to a place where you start to feel really good and you just want to keep feeling good, right? And you want to feel even better. And you want to get rid of all the traces of discomfort. So that's amazing. Let me know and remind me.
دي حقيقة.
Yeah.
دي حقيقة.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Alhamdulillah.
All right. Do you feel complete with this, Rihem, for now?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Emna, take it away.
Hey.
Hello.
Right. ايه بقى؟
Eva, tell me what has evolved for you since September. What has shifted for you? What do you feel? I mean, I know you've shared this before, but since we've last communicated, like what do you feel are the biggest evolutions in your health, whether physical, mental, or emotional health? And tell me like where your mindset is at right now, and tell me what you are focusing on as you move forward.
اوكي انا when I went into the program كان المفروض اعمل تحاليل كتيره ومش عارف ايه وانا ما بروحش لدكاتره. I don't like doctors خالص. مش عايزه اعرف فيا ايه. الناس اللي I live in ignorance is better than knowing.
Right. Okay.
From the first round and the second round لما سمعت الناس ومشاكلها ومش عارف ايه بقيت على طول بقول الحمد لله ان انا دخلت قبل ما اعرف يعني قبل ما اعرف اي حاجه او قبل ما اعمل تحاليل و I was very confident بالchoice اللي انا عملته ده.
Okay.
This is my first day of period, for example, when I had very painful period. باخد بروفين 600. أنا I'm very easy on painkiller. يعني فورتالين 100 باخده على طول. بروفين 600 is my best friend.
Okay. لا أنا عارفة بروفين 600 ده very familiar with it. Yes. Go ahead.
this is my quick fix.
Right.
أي حاجة عيني عادي خالص. This is my second cycle بعد البروجرام. لا النهارده I'm fine. يعني الصبح كنت كرانكي شويه
Right.
فقلت خلاص if you want to have your coffee بالسيرب الفانيلا باللبن بكله روحي اعمليها. عملتها وحطيتها جنبي قلت ايه ده the taste is not the same.
Yes.
قلت عند طبعا قلت لا خدي بق كمان انت عايزاها this is what you need.
Brain, huh?
Second sip and I left it.
Yeah. Yep. You've
Second
cleared.
sip and I left it وعملت second sip.
You've cleared your palate. You've cleared your taste buds. Yeah.
وعملت the second smoothie وقلت لا وحطيت عليه اشوجندا عشان انت قلتي stress relief لان انا under stress all the time. يعني I think the cortisol level عندي is the main problem في كل حاجة. يعني الانكزايتي اتاك الانسومنيا حتى the way I am في الديلي بيزز هو ده دلوقتي بقى فهمت ان هو ده اللي I need to control it وعشان كده البروجرام لما كل ما امشي فيه انا ابتديت من 14 سبتمبر.
Okay.
And I went to the days without protein على طول.
Okay.
Till now I can count on one hand maybe two hands الحاجات اللي كلتها فيها بروتين أو سليبس بس it wasn't a slip it was a decision إن أنا النهاردة عايزة أروح آكل في بول فطار عشان ده أنا حاسة إن أنا I'm missing this ف I need to eat.
Right.
وأشوف did it serve me.
Right.
am I happy فرقت معايا عشان ما احسش ان انا محرومه او different او not sharing.
Yeah.
I let myself if I want to have something I take it. فلقيت ان في الشهرين دلوقتي almost ما كملوش 10 حاجات كان نفسي فيها.
Okay.
و portion control طبعا يعني بدوق. I'm very happy لان ما عنديش cravings. يعني انا بحب اللوف بريد بتاع جورميه. اول ما اشوف الحته اللي جوه I have to have a bite. now بسخنه للولاد عادي وبحطه واقعد اشرح لهم. يعني كل ما اعمل لهم اي اكل دلوقتي بشرح لهم الالترناتيف ايه.
Right.
انا عندي 7 و15 فبقيت اشوف هم بياكلوا ازاي او احنا كنا بناكل ازاي. بقيت احط الفيجيتابلز لينا كلنا على السفره. large portion. my husband is half on board half not on board.
half is very good. Half is great.
Every time he asks me, what is the start point? بقول له it's a decision. You wake up tomorrow and you decide just do it.
Exactly.
قلت بيجيلي بقى يعني I have feet pain من تحت كلها في حتة الريفلكسولوجي جاية من التحت خالص عند الكعب. أنا كان عندي دي سيفير قبل ما ابتدي. بس جات لي مع البيريود دلوقتي اللي هي الحته اللي هي المفروض السياتيك الانتستان الانكل فوت. الحته دي الكدني بتوجعني جامد قوي.
Well, you know why kidney, right? Kidney is your adrenals that produce cortisol sit on top of your kidneys. So when we're looking at high cortisol, when we're looking at stress, the kidneys, I mean, we're always like focused on the liver, but if there's specifically stress, it's the kidneys that are going to be tired.
Well, this is what I'm feeling. وعندي الليف نويد كلها كانت تبقى ملتهبة. Now I only had this just at period time اللي هو المفروض الweakest time اللي جسمي فيه.
Okay.
I think I don't know if لو هل withdrawal يعني أنا كان عندي discussion مع اللي بيعمل له water detox and he was telling me about someone who used to take substance وهو صغير. وبعدين لما راح الwater detox هيس كده شوية they got the doctors and they thought they were high on something واكتشف إن هم صغيرين 30 years ago كانوا بيشربوا حاجات و this is the withdrawal. هل الانسومنيا this is because I used to take a lot of caffeine?
It could definitely be that, but from what you're talking, and if we're looking at stress, if we're looking at higher levels of cortisol, anxiety, kalam da kullu, I'm more inclined to say that. I'm more inclined to ask, are you getting enough sunshine? I forgot to mention this in the class today. One of the reasons sunshine is so important is the vitamin D, right? But also for the production and maintenance of melatonin. If you have trouble sleeping, one of the first things, if we've done all the other things, right, and it's still glitching for you, getting a good night's sleep, are you getting enough daylight, sunshine in the day?
بطلع أقعد في الجاردن طول الوقت دلوقتي يعني I'm trying to sit outside all the time.
Yeah, in the morning, or like 7 or 8 a.m. first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And just 30 minutes, 40 minutes, if you can wear like a tank top, shorts, a bathing suit, bikini, like whatever it is in your garden, so that most of your body is exposed to the sun. You want that,
Okay.
you want the big parts, your legs, the big parts of your body to be exposed to the sun and get sunshine.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing is with the ashwagandha, and I'll talk about this on, I think, Tuesday, where I talk about adaptogens. You took it today, but adaptogens that's why they're called adaptogens. They take time. So it takes time for your body to adapt to them so that you can see the effect. So unlike like the lavender oil, you put it and you feel the headache go away. It's a cumulative effect. So it's about taking it every single day, and maybe in around 2 months, I'm just managing so that you don't think it's not working. 2 months from now, it will click. Your body will calibrate exactly how much it needs and adapt to it so that it works for you. The other thing with your kidney and stress is magnesium tablets, like the actual supplement is key. Magnesium oil spray. And then because we're talking kidney, you heard me mention all the dark purple fruits and vegetables. So dates, pomegranate, grape, like I would add into your daily routine 1 or 2 glasses of fresh pomegranate and fresh green purple grape juice.
Okay.
Okay.
أنا till now ماشية على 9 days without routine. يعني I'm even يعني ما بغيرش، لأن أنا لو غيرت يعني this is what I wanted to talk to you about. I want to يعني is there a program of the next phase؟ يعني أنا I'm afraid of going to hybrid أو clean eating to mess things up. بس it's more complicated.
So basically you
يعني I do the vegetables in big portions. عندي خلاص everyone في البيت بيعمل smoothie الصبح.
Amazing.
لو تعب يعني خلاص it's easy and it's only.
What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of if you go to the hybrid or you go to clean eating? What are you afraid of happening?
Well, and it's for me it's complicated and I don't like cooking قوي.
Okay, so it's the recipes, it's the preparation يعني.
It's preparation. وانا مش OCD بس when I'm under stress بروح لل OCD symptom. عايزة كل حاجة تبقى packed في الفريج، أكياس مقفولة، بكتب لست على الباب اللي موجود جوه.
Okay, I'm gonna catch your thought for you. Why do you call that OCD? Why don't you just call that super organized?
But it's made out of يعني it is.
Do you know how many women would love to be able to do what you're doing and be super organized and have their whole fridge, you know, the containers, the bags, everything?
Okay.
It's called being organized.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
And part of why you're so successful with this is because you're so organized. Preparation is huge when it comes to clean eating. Okay, so reframe that for yourself. I'm not OCD, I'm organized. I could teach people how to be organized. That's how organized I am. All right.
فأنا simply my problem is يعني why I'm thinking of going back to the third cycle بس عشان be under the umbrella. بس I feel in maturity wise أنا محتاجة the next step.
Maturity wise what? Emotional maturity or what kind of maturity wise are you talking about?
Emotional maturity. هيزود يعني going into the program I did not know what I wanted out of it. I just wanted a savior.
Okay.
يعني I did a lot of coaching ويعني واخدة حاجات كتير. For my personality I need a solution, quick fixes. يا إما I go into a cave.
You go into what? Sorry?
A cave يعني isolation, total isolation.
Okay. Why do you do that?
عشان it's easier يعني.
than taking action يعني.
It's easier just to I have control over everything. Yes, and I have control over the environment اللي قدامي ده وخلاص and that's it. It's easier. فعشان كده بقول maturity wise لا أنا محتاجة أدخل الهايبرد a little bit to change the smoothie a little bit to make it a soup at night for example. يعني I need the change just to give myself self-confidence إن أنا I'm still in control and I'm still in the detox and I'm still serving myself.
Yeah. You need to be able to not be in control. You need to convince your brain that you need to be not in control and you're still going to be safe.
Okay. Tricky.
Right now, yeah, for you, your critter brain is freaking out. Like control is the comfort zone, and it doesn't matter if you're in control in a detox program or if you're in control in your cave. The idea that you are in control. So the idea of you losing control is what freaks your critter brain out.
بالظبط كده.
It freaks you out because for your critter brain, the idea of losing control is the equivalent to you know. It's a threat to your life. It's a threat.
لا أو things will be messed up يعني.
No, but in your critter brain, it's not about things being messed up. In your critter brain, because that's how powerful the critter brain is. The critter brain is not letting you lose control because the critter brain equates losing control with potential death. That's how strong it is. And that's why you feel like you're OCD, like because you're like hanging on for dear life with your containers and your organized fridge. So the only way for you to be able to convince your critter brain that I can move on to the hybrid cleanse and I can release my control and not have to just live the rest of my life repeating the 9 days is actually doing the hybrid cleanse.
Okay.
That's how the critter brain gets convinced. Is you do the thing that it thinks is going to kill you, and then you don't die, obviously. And then the critter brain is like, okay. So she let go of her control. She's doing the hybrid cleanse, or she's going to just, for you, I would just say add in animal protein if it makes you feel good, right? For you, it'd be like start with a step, like instead of jumping into the hybrid cleanse or going into clean eating, I would just keep doing what you're doing and add in a daily portion of fish.
Okay, perfect.
Right? So that's it. That's clean eating. You're not doing the 9 days anymore. That's just clean eating.
Okay.
All right. You've changed it up a bit. You are not sticking to the exact 9-day process and 9-day cycling. Okay. And you're giving your brain, your critter brain, you're giving it proof that you can move out of the 9-day cycle and still be safe.
Okay. And if my concern is weight loss, even if it's in the back of my mind, the first month I lost like 5 kilos.
Okay.
In this cycle, I lost 600 grams or 1 kilo.
Okay.
And I don't want to worry about it, but this is one of the targets. And I have like every year I have put a target for myself. For this year, I want to lose like 15, 20 kilos, for example.
Okay. Is that what you want? Or is that ideally for your body what you need to lose?
Ideally for my body.
Okay, so you want to lose like 10 more, minimum 10 more.
Minimum 10 more.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you exercising?
Yes, I am.
What do you do for exercise?
I follow, Bahat Hashim from BeFit.
No.
Okay, I do like mental and physical coaching with him.
Okay.
So it's like around 20 minutes of weightlifting and 30 minutes long pace cardio, just not to increase my cortisol level. This is what we decided to do lately. Not to do the intensity, the superset, to take it a little bit slow and put more on slow pace cardio.
Right.
And I do it like 4 or 5 times a week.
Okay. So.
And I go for a walk for 2 hours. I can ride the bike for 20 kilometers. So if I can't go to the gym, I just hop on my bike.
Okay.
And I go for 2-3 hours and come back just for meditation and exercise purpose.
Okay.
But my body became very stubborn because I starved myself. I did very high intensity exercises. I lifted very heavy weights. So I did everything to make it stubborn.
Right.
So now I'm just trying to release everything and change everything slowly. and the stress is the stress, mind, body, joints, everything. It's stress related.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure you explained this to you, but when you're doing weight training, you might not see the number on the scale change because the muscle weighs more than fat.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So a more
I have the scale that tells me the muscles versus fat versus water.
But that's not going to make you feel good. You want to feel good. Like you want to see something a result that makes you feel like something is working. So what I always find is more helpful is measurements. Like,
yeah, I do that.
measure your waist, measure the circumference of each arm, measure the circumference of each thigh, measure around each calf muscle, right? And then the hips and all of that. And see how that changes, because you could be losing inches, but the scale doesn't change.
Yes, I do that as well. I have my scale and my measuring tape.
Yeah.
Every time I go out of the bathroom, the shower, this is what I do every single day, just to make sure that I have a target.
Are you seeing a shift in the measurements?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so there it is. So, you know, the scale is I always tell just put the scale away. Put it away. It doesn't tell you, right? It's not giving you an accurate, you know, depiction of what's happening with you. It's not telling you that you're gaining energy and that you lost your cravings and that you're feeling better. And it doesn't tell you any of that, right? The measurements tell you the results of your workout. Like I do, you know, upper body today or lower body today, and look, it toned up. So it got smaller, like the muscle is replacing the fat. So it's toned. I can see that number, it pushes you to do better, but the number on the scale demotivates you.
Yes.
It demotivates you, and it's so inaccurate. And you literally, if you can jump on the scale every hour in one day and have it give you a different number.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take into account your hormonal shifts during the month. It doesn't take into account your emotional state. It doesn't take into account everything else that you have accomplished, right?
Yes.
It's just this calculation, okay? So if you're like most women, and correct me if I'm wrong, what we actually want is to sort of look smaller, right? Like if you could be whatever, 60 kilos on the scale, but fit into something that's 3 sizes smaller, would you be upset?
Not at all.
You wouldn't, right? So the idea for us is to tone up and be smaller. So by focusing on the scale, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Okay.
Right. And I've seen, I don't know where they are now, I've seen pictures of women the exact same weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
In one picture, let's say 60 just comes up, 60 kilograms in one picture, okay? And she's pudgy and, you know, she's got the same clothes on to show us the difference. She has like her exercise pants on and like this little tank top, and you sort of see like the kind of the fat coming out from here, and you see the pudgy stomach. And then she works out for 6 months, okay? And then she says, I'm still 60 kilograms. She just replaced the fat with muscle. She's wearing the exact same thing, but she's toned and everything is tight and toned and you know, whatever it looks like. So the number on the scale is very, very misleading. So keep your eye on the goal, because we've been programmed that it's a number on a scale, but actually we just want to look better. We want to maybe lose a dress size, right? We want to look fit. We want to look trim. We want to look smaller than what we are. And the number on the scale doesn't give you that.
Yes, you're right.
Your measurements give you that.
So you think, shall I register for the next round or just take a break or do it on my own?
I always recommend to keep doing it until it feels like 100% your new normal. And this is advice that was given to me by many coaches, different types of coaches. Keep working with one coach, like with me or like with your trainer, until you truly feel like, I don't think I have anything else to learn from them. Like that's your marker, like that's your sign. When you feel like I've taken everything, I understand everything, I've learned everything, that's when you say, time to move on. Or that's when you say, I'm complete.
And you don't do one-to-one sessions?
I do. I'm going to probably, I only take 3 women at a time. I'm currently working with 1 woman. I will open that up. If I'm going to take 2 more women, I'm going to announce that in December, and I'll put that in my mailers.
December, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that I have like a small trip next month. I'm hoping to travel in December.
Okay.
And by that, until that time, I want to be, like you say, I want this to be my normal. So when I travel, when I move for 3-4 days, I'm managing very well what I eat. I'm in control. I don't have major slips.
Here's what I'm going to invite you to do for your emotional maturity is catch yourself every time you say control. Because I think you've said it, I don't know, like 15 times in the past, right? I want you to do a thought model on your thought and on your feeling of control.
All right.
And what happens when you choose another thought and when you choose another feeling, okay? Because every time and it's so part of you, you're not even aware of it, but every time you think about control, or every time you worry that you're going to lose control, that's cortisol right there. Panic. I'm not in control. Am I going to lose control? Am I still in control? Am I going to be able to go on this trip and in control, right? Those are all ways those are all situations that your body has to react to calm you down. And it's going to do that by releasing cortisol.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I know. I feel it.
Yeah.
And do you have any advice for the kidney, for the kidney, food for the kidney? That told me
yes, grape juice, pomegranate juice. You can actually have as much as you like of that.
All right.
Also email me. There's specific herbs and supplements that I can also recommend specific for the kidney. So also email me and I can give you that list.
Thank you so much. Perfect.
All right. That's it. And what are you focused on moving forward in terms of, I think, thinking about your control? I'm going to invite you to prioritize that if that feels good for you. What else do you feel you want to prioritize moving forward?
I want to apply the program more or less for the family. My husband likes to cook very much and he's in love. I gave him the recipes for the hybrid and the clean eating until you study.
Okay.
And you amazed us every day with a meal.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So this is what I'm looking for the next month, just to have the healthy. I started getting my kids the healthy bread, the cupcakes, the ice cream. So I introduced everything.
Good.
And I'm still leaving them the space to choose between good and bad.
Right.
Every time, because I have a swimmer who's 15 who wants to eat the clock.
I have a 15-year-old athlete also who literally like it's like vacuum cleaner, like just everything, and none of it, and most of it is not healthy, but that's 15. That's okay. That's what 15.
And I'm labeling everything now. I give her always options, alternatives.
Yeah.
As a cookie, I explain the sugar rush you will have. So I'm trying just to be a mentality in our house.
Yes.
It
will work. Let me give you some comforting words, all the moms out there. When you are setting the example, your teenagers are gonna tease you, mock you, make fun of you, not do it. Part of them, being independent at this age. And both of my daughters went through this. As soon as they get to their 20s, everything that you've been, like everything, right? Like everything that you repeat and everything that you keep saying over and over again and they don't listen to, like nutrition is just another thing that it's part of your parenting, right? It's part of the tarbiyah. So all the things they keep saying over and over and over again, you think they're not doing it, you think they're not learning, you think they're not listening. When they hit that age in their 20s, and all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, I did a really good job. After all, they actually were listening. They actually were observing. They actually were learning. The nutrition is going to be part of that. They're going to fight it and object because they're teenagers. That's part of their programming, to object and fight. But when they hit their 20s, they suddenly come back and realize, oh my God, my parents were right. Mom was right. Yeah. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, and I'm trying as well to talk less about what I'm doing, because about all the negative comments and how can you do it? How can you do it? As if you're a superhero. I don't want to feel this way.
That's a good approach. That's a good approach. Yeah.
And I have, similar to your problem, my father, my mother, and my brother are pharmacists. So they believe in medication and, and vitamins and pills. So and my brother is crazy on detox, and so as now as I understand, they are not serving me when I speak about it at all. Like if I feel bad about after eating protein, my mom said it's only your mind.
Yeah.
And I stopped commenting even.
Yeah, this is a tough audience. This would not be the audience. When we say know your audience, yeah, this is not going to be that. That's
so
not
instead of saying what I'm doing, I'll be quiet the next week.
Yeah.
No friends, nothing. I'll go to birthday, not eat, and that's all.
Yes. Yeah.
I just explain myself.
Yeah, protect your energy, right? It's one way you protect your energy throughout this, because it can be a lot more difficult to maintain your focus, but also it drains your energy when you have to continuously explain yourself, so even if you're not gonna decide to go and eat something you don't want to eat, it's draining, literally draining, to have to continuously be justifying yourself.
Yeah, and even the comment of it's super what you're doing, it's very difficult, I can do it. It sounds at first that it's positive, but when I think about it, it's heavy. Like I want to say this is the normal, this is base, this is easy, this is pick from the tree and eat.
Yeah.
The other way. So this is the decision I took as well.
Very good. Everybody gets to make the decision that serves them. Like you make the decision that serves you. They get to keep taking their medicine, no judgment on either part, right? That serves them. They get to do that. Your friend wants to keep eating her, melted cheese sandwich in the morning. She gets to do that. Like everybody gets to do what they want. No judgment.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Okay. How do you feel? You're so welcome. Do you feel complete with this, or is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Okay. So both of you, please don't forget to email me, and so that I can give you the specifics that we spoke about in terms of extra supplementation or anything extra that you need. Email me so I can do that.
Sorry.
1 second. And please remind me in the email what it is I asked for. There's just like too many emails. I don't want to forget. So remind me what it is I'm supposed to be telling you so I can tell it to you in the email. All right. Okay. And go ahead.
اوكي سوري. في حاجه بس كانت ابتدت تظهر قبل ما ابتدي البروجرام، ان لايك سمالي سوات. انا مش طبيعتي كنت بسوات قبل كده، وكانت تظهر قبل ما ابتدي البروجرام، وكانت ابتدت تضايقني. بعدين لما ابتدي البروجرام خفت شويه، وبعدين حاسه انها ابتدت ترجع تاني.
Yeah, that's a detox symptom.
Okay.
Like literally smelly toxins coming out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
بس مفيش حاجة تقدر تخليها أقل أو تخفف أكتر، حاجة أكلها، حاجة أشربها.
It has to come out. It has to come out. It has to flush. It has to flush.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, one way to sort of speed that up is exercise, because you sweat more, right? And like the sweat it's coming out of your lymph. So we want to be moving your lymph more. So if the more you move your lymph, the more you can sweat, the more you release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies, a pleasure getting to know you both more, a little bit closer. Let me know if you have any questions, email me, and that's it. Just stay in touch. You know what to do. All right. Okay. Have a great rest of your day, ladies. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.